Welcome back to Championship Sunday.
Hello and welcome.
Reba hits a deadly low reverse, defended by Wu, who's going to swing with her right hand.
Wow.
A soft touch from Plet. That's a double. Oh my gosh, that may be the best rally we've seen.
This is just sportsmanship.
Can't look at him, I'm going to cry.
You know, sensei to student relationship.
Nice up from Rahul, and Hinkle sets him, and it's a good pull. Everton with the set. We've an area lefty on two!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first stream of the year, the Spikeball Tour Series 2022 Richmond Challenger event. My name is Jonas Willinger. I'm joined here by Ben Dantowitz, and we are here to bring you some action on what is a pretty beautiful day for Spikeball. How you feeling?
Yeah, I'm super excited. It's that beautiful athletic weather. It's not too cold, not too warm. Bit of a breeze here in Richmond, Virginia today, but we're bringing you some exciting women's division round net semifinal matchup here between Pearson Foster and Graham Rogers. I'm super excited.
Yeah, this should be a good one. I mean, to kick off the stream, first stream of the year and first game we're going to get on broadcast the entire year. We had, of course, our first tour stop in Orlando just a week ago and had some issues with the weather there. We actually got essentially rained out in terms of our stream capabilities. So good thing we're up and running today, and for the most part, it has been a beautiful day for RoundNet. We had at least a couple hours of just no clouds in the sky, a lot of sun. We had 180 teams coming out to this event total between all of our divisions, and it looked like they had a pretty good time. I know I had a pretty good time. Did you play as well? You had a good time?
I've been spectating and getting to take everything in all day. It's been really impressive. Good thing I'm not out there because I'd be dropping the level of play we're going to be seeing on stream.
All right, well, we should hopefully get this game going in just a moment. Like you said, it is the semifinal here between Graham Rogers and Foster and Pearson. Both of these teams pretty accomplished. They both have sizable resumes, but especially Rogers and Graham, they, 3 years in a row between 2016 and 2018, national champions, and then third place this year, nationals. They're looking to make another run this year, starting off 2022, hopefully with a bang. A Richmond win would be amazing to start.
Yeah. Not 3 years ago, Becca Graham won the national championship then in Richmond with a different partner, and Allie Rogers herself was also on the podium. So this very turf, very familiar winning space for the two of them. As for Katie Pearson, has really ascended to the top level of women's roundnet over the past few years. And today we've had a stacked women's division competition. Over, I think, a dozen teams playing their division, and the road to get to the semifinals was really hard fought. You want to take a look into the road they took to get here, Jonah?
Well, Rogers and Graham, they had a flawless 6-0 run during pool play, not dropping a single game, and looking pretty good while doing it, I've got to say. On the other hand, Foster and Pearson, they went 4-1, still emerging as a top seed, had a bye in the round of 16 as they entered into the bracket, and took down Nicole Fatt and Ruth Troughton, a team that came all the way from London for this event. I was talking to some players before this, and they were saying that, you know, they really were hoping that those London players were going to go pretty far, but it looks like Foster and Pearson put a stop to that.
Yeah, right, you are. Not a week ago in Orlando, Troughton and Fatt from UK did get second place, dropping in the finals of that Tour Series event. So a huge win for Pearson Foster, who missed the podium themselves last week, looking to establish themselves at Richmond.
Well, we are looking to get started. Pearson out to serve. First one will clip the rim, and so she will go for a second. As we talked about, it is getting a little bit chillier. These players, though, coming right off the semi, or rather the quarters, so their hands should still be pretty warm. They should still be feeling pretty good. We shouldn't have any, cold hand issues when you come to the serving. You want to put that much spin on the serve. Helps to have nice warm hands and good to go. Looks like a double fault to start things off.
Yeah, and for those not as familiar with the height rule, Pearson's serve there going up over the shoulder of Rogers, not playable. It's a fault. This one in play, and a little mishandled on the set, as I noted. A gusty wind here today makes that cleanliness that much more important. It's really more about avoiding making mistakes yourself so much as trying to put pressure in higher level situations.
Yeah, Foster just coming up short there on that hit. Just couldn't get that set. A little bit off the mark, back on to the net. So we've got a serve coming in from Rogers and Graham. That'll be a nice serve, but put on quickly by Pearson, who puts it away. Graham and Rogers just could not get to that ball in time.
Yeah, Rogers is a half a step off there, just a little bit short on the rotation. Needs to get around Pearson a little bit quicker. Might just be how she's rotating initially off the serve.
Foster now to serve. Steps out left. Called side pocket, or potentially didn't call the score before she actually served that one.
Yeah, just
so
making sure the player Making sure the players are all squared away before the point starts is super important. It's a really fast-paced game, and if you miss that 10th of a second because you're not ready, the ball might be by you.
Yeah, she'll take first serve again, but clipping the rim. Now going for the second. Just put it on. Up to hit, and a clean put away. Defensive touches there, but looks like Pearson just could not get back in time. Was playing for the long ball, and Foster catching that one off before, not allowing for the play to happen. Rogers and Graham again to serve. Step out right. A little bit of a fake, and goes for the drop on, but well received. Good put away. Nice chip up and over by Foster to get the point.
Yeah, the beauty of playing a series, whereas in pool play is just one game at a time, is Allie Rogers serving there, that drop. Able to put down a lot of different serves and use that bag of serves over the course of the series to pressure them. So we got Graham here to receive.
Step out here. Just going to hit the rim there from Pearson. She'll have to go for a second. Graham with the elite, Spike Ball elite member hoodie on.
She's the right person to wear it. She has not missed being Spike Ball elite any year that Spike Ball elite has been awarded to women players.
Well, fantastic serve there and just out of Graham's reach. You're the come on. These players getting excited, getting the energy up, staying hype, and looks like they will now claim the point. So we're seated now tied up again. Good break there. Now Pearson with another serve. She'll go with a split stance, even on the net. Step out right, goes for the cut, hits it. Nice on though. Easy, a put away there. Diving effort from Foster. Just could not get there in time.
Yeah, great control from Graham on the set. Gives Rogers plenty of time and options to make her hit. Different from Rogers, who has a lot of different serves. Pearson will use a lot of different footwork to apply different angles on her same right hand, right side cut serves and jams. So look for those to evolve over the game.
Oh, speaking of, great serve there from Graham. Good put on though from Foster. Soft touch coming in play, but the ball was on its way down. Good sportsmanship there for Rogers to call that. As you know, the soft touch rule, for those of our viewers who are not familiar, if the ball is on its way up, you can stop that in its motion and actually get a second hit. Go for your second hit as long as your partner then puts it right on the net. Good serve there from Foster, though, in the meantime. Good set, though, and a defensive touch opportunity is there, but the ball will sneak by.
Yeah. Getting herself rotated well into that spot, covers it, but unable to get that clean left-hand touch, rolls up off the tip of her fingers. And it stays very close here. We're, I believe, 5-4 now, early stage game one.
Ooh, I think she may have tried for a little bit of a reverse there. I really want these women players to bring out that reverse. I'm just hoping we're going to see one here and there.
I was able to check out some of the scores and plays earlier in pool play, and Rogers was able to hit some slice serves. Not sure how much movement she's getting yet, but definitely pushing the sport forward each time she's trying those. Very exciting for the division.
Well, now we are all square at 5 after a quick double fault from Rogers. So it is now Pearson to serve. She'll actually go with the opposite stance, favoring the left hand here, but she'll step out right and go for the righty cut. Looks like it'll be played here. Now Graham with a put on. Good backhand flick, and that'll get put away. Rather, that is Rogers who got that put away. Excuse me. Now it is Graham to serve. Looks like she wanted to cut there, but maybe calling the score, making sure everyone is set before getting going. She's now ripping on. Good serve there, nice and low, good top spin, and they're going to let it bounce on the net. A put away opportunity, and it looks like she clipped the net with her hand. You touch the net during the point, and unfortunately, you lose it.
You see Rogers shaking off her fingers there, unhappy with the play, and I guess she's now warmed up enough. Just need the pants. She's running hard enough that her heart rate's got her covered. The adrenaline's keeping her warm. But not the point there. So Foster, little shoe check.
Yeah, right now all square, no team emerging just yet. We have seen, I think, one break for each team. Something that we're going to want to keep an eye on is how many of these serving breaks can you get. In a sport like tennis, right, you say it's a break when you actually get a point on the receiving side, but in spike ball, very offensive favored, you get a point as a serving team. That is what we call a break. Very, very special when you get that happening.
Absolutely. Very much a side-out sport. The receiving team, heavily favored, more often than not, is going to have a good time receiving and having these really good putaways you've seen thus far.
Foster again to serve, just puts it on. Not the best receive, but a good set and a nice little backhand flick. Really just waiting to read the defense, waiting to the last moment possible, slipping it in the crack, and just, there you have it, a good put away. Now it is Rogers to serve. A little bit of a fake, and she'll go for the lefty attempt, but just missing the net. You can see how much that ball is spinning when it hits the turf. These players trying to get as much spin as possible to throw that receiver off. She'll go again, but this time the righty. Clean serve, well received, and it looks like a little bit of a lip up there. No, it's going to clip the rim, and the players are going to call it as such. So Rogers will now take another serve.
Yeah, and otherwise great decision. The defense was very far off the net, and Pearson had plenty of room to drop a shot in, but it's just an execution error. Great decision making otherwise.
So now with a 1-point lead, looking to stretch that again. High serve, but played no. Looks like they will call that one off and test Rogers' serving ability on the second. She's been pretty good with the second serve so far. Just the last rally, she was able to get one on, and she'll do so again. Nothing crazy, just a clean put on. Body attempt there from Rogers, which will fail. Graham there didn't quite have the angle on the coverage, so Rogers stepped in, tried to go for the body, but the ball just did not pop up.
Yeah, and a 3-0 run now, up 9-6, early game here. And for Rogers, it's just about getting the ball on net so that Pearson and Foster are forced to make those plays and not make mistakes, which thus far they've already opened up a couple of break opportunities that way.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It was my mistake. It must have been a rim hit there by Foster on the last one, so Rogers will now go again to serve. Trying to fake this one out. Good one on, though. Looks like it might be high, but it'll be played. Good defensive touch, though, and here's an opportunity for a rally. We've got a nice lefty. Oh, but it's cut off. It looks like Pearson may have had that on the long grab, actually, but Foster's going to cut it off. No teammate there.
Yeah, and we see on this broken play when the players get off net, they're not in their defensive scheme that they usually play off of a serve. So when you're hitting the ball and receiving the serve, you're not then thinking about whether you have to make a play. You're too worried about just getting that initial put away. So those extra possessions make it that much harder to set up your defense effectively.
Oh, good body up. Soft touch here. Graham coming in, gets it on the net, and it looks like Foster just cannot get enough of that. We're seeing a big run right now from Rogers and Graham. They are stretching out to a 5-point lead.
It looks like Pearson and Foster want a 1-minute timeout, so they're going to take their single timeout for the game. Of course, that's just a 60-second break, catch their breath, regather, and probably slow some momentum after a 5-0 run just rolled off the tongue right there. Game one is almost out of hand.
I mean, spike ball can get very momentum heavy, very fast. I mean, you've got so few opportunities to get those defensive touches and to get those rallies going. And so when you do, you got to capitalize. It helps if you're feeling confident. It helps if you and your teammate are just vibing. You've got all that energy. You got the come on. You've got the hype going. And it seems like Graham and Rogers right now have the edge in that department. So yes, timeout here. Talking it over, seeing what they can work on, and you know, when they come back, how are they going to adjust and stop this run from going on? Because right now that is again a 5-point run that Graham has been able to, either Rogers has been able to serve pretty much the whole way, but it's been really a result of some good defensive touches and maybe an error or two on the side of Foster and Pearson.
Yeah, especially on the serve receive, primarily for Foster and Pearson. They both are plenty capable and having the skill to control the ball, get the ball well centered, and give each other options to hit the ball past the defense. And thus far, they've been getting the ball either off net or making hitting errors. So the defensive receives by Graham Rogers are just too easy. They're much too experienced and strong of a team to give easy hits back on the net. You need to set up much better angles and then attack the net from multiple sides to get those putaways. So hopefully they can regather here and give a little more of a challenge here now, down 5.
Oh, wind picking up. That's going to be felt on, so it looks like it'll be a drop attempt to avoid the wind. Body up, but cannot quite get the dive for the soft touch. Looked like Rogers decided to just get a little drop going, didn't want to have too much of a toss, so the wind could not be a factor there.
And that's an important option there. Pearson often hit the ball into Rogers, forcing her to make that play instead of trying to hit the ball through the gap where she doesn't know where Graham is rotating off net, and so she's going for the defender she can see versus the one that she cannot. A little bit easier for choosing the devil you know.
Well, Pearson now hoping that she can go on a run of her own. Again, down 4 right now. Would love a couple of aces to bridge that gap. She'll go for the cut. Looks like it'll be a nice put on and a great low put away from Rogers to get the ball back on their side.
Yeah, you see Rogers shift her feet leftward or clockwise around the net to open up that angle to push the ball between Pearson and Foster. That's that next level hitting ability you see from these top players to not just hit the ball at the defense, but actually make sure you're finding that way to solve and get it away from them for that point.
I mean, that's what really separates, you know, your
absolutely
so-so players from your really good players. You wait to the last moment possible, you look where the defense is positioned, and then you put it right where they're not sitting. I mean, that's exactly what we're seeing. Both of these teams do pretty well right now, but it looks like Rogers and Graham just have a bit of an edge. Bit of a double fault, though, so it's going to go back to the hand of Foster, who gets one on, but just called high over the head of Graham.
Yeah, Foster's second serve percentage needs to be high here.
Looks like she'll get it. Good put away. Oh, looks like it's gotten grabbed. Good diving grab, but now this is going to have to be a tough one to get on the net. She'll just swing away, but not quite.
Yeah, that recovery set for Pearson is such a high level of difficulty. She's off net. She's with her offhand about 20 feet away. And it's gusting in the high teens miles per hour today in Richmond. So putting all those together, very hard to win the point, and smart for Foster playing the numbers to go for a high variance, big risk reward hit on the net. If she taps it on, she knows it's going to get cleaned up anyway.
Well, once again, it is in the hands of Rogers, who went on a big run last time. This one will clip the side pocket, but it's going to be played, and a good backhand flick, but well received. Just swiping away, though, Rogers clipping the rim, and that one is going to go back to Foster and Pearson. A point for them, trying to bridge this gap, but still down by 4. Pearson now to serve. Once again, that lefty stance favoring the offhand. Last time we saw her step out right and end up using that right hand and going for the cut instead.
Yeah, it allows her to put the ball more between Graham and Rogers there. So it's supposed to be a little more uncomfortable for Rogers to have to slide towards her teammate and get her first touch up next to Graham. But Graham and Rogers have played a lot of scenarios and enough points together to be able to adjust to that angle.
Yeah, we saw them adjust very well there, going with a little drop put on to finish that point out. Now it's Graham to serve, and it's beautiful. Recovery set is there, though, and it looks like Rogers and Graham just could not get in position for the defense. Well played there by Foster and Pearson to make that happen.
Yeah, great drop. Again, just trying to not make those mistakes and force the other team to make the play is that key differentiator right now, down a few.
Foster to serve, steps out left, rips away with that right hand, but clips the rim. Ball comes back to her, and she will go for the second try. Really hoping to go on a run here, but just putting that one on, hoping to play defense. Defense opportunity is there, but it comes out really low. Good hit from Graham, so the defense from Foster just not there in time.
Yeah, that execution's so critical. Not many opportunities where the ball's coming at you on defense, so when those happen, you really need to capitalize as a defensive player, especially down 4. And now 5.
Now 5, now as well as the ball is in the hands of Rogers, a terrifying prospect if you're so far in this game, if you're Foster and Pearson, but this one, nice set. Looks like that one will just be chipped up and over, out of the reach of Graham. So another point back to Foster and Pearson, but this is that back and forth pattern that Foster and Pearson need to break as soon as they can. If they continue this, they are not going to be able to bridge this comeback. They've got to get some breaks, and they've got to go on a run. They've got to do it soon, though, because Graham and Rogers only 6 points away from taking game 1.
That's right, a game to 21. And no cap here, so if they can push and get that game back to 2020, they might have a chance to then get that 2-point advantage in extra points. But they just need to get it one at a time here, chipping away. Pearson, one of the more lethal and consistent servers in the division, needs to show up right here.
Well, here she goes, taking her time, stepping out right, and goes for the cut. Looks like it's beautiful, and Rogers cannot receive that one, saying, yep, that's a good serve, giving the nod to Graham. And, yeah, there you go. The beginning of possibly.
Yeah, you see this catch a lot of that near net with the topspin, and that's going to shoot much lower and also faster. Rogers, hard to expect coming off the net with that extra angle and pace. Yeah, understandable miss.
Gap reduced to 3. Pearson hoping to do it once again. It'll be a step left, hit right. This is going to be played here. Graham with the put on, and no defense is on that side of the net. Really good read from Graham, and a good put away accordingly.
Yeah, a fantastic set by Rogers, too, just to give Graham the option to go backhand, because Foster has already committed hard to that right-hand pull, opening everything up for the lefty, or for Graham here, the righty backhand hit.
Graham to serve, goes for the drop, but it looks like Pearson was there either way. Ball isn't able to land on the net, however. So Graham will go again. This one, good serve, nice and low, well received, and good put away once again. Backhand flick from Pearson, something she has done so well this entire game. Unfortunately, hasn't been enough to put them over the top, but hoping that in these next few points, they can finally make it happen.
Yeah, at a minimum, right? Just playing that clean offense to keep you in the game so that you get that opportunity to claw back with your serves and your defensive opportunities. So as much as it doesn't get you 2 or 3 points at a time, just playing that clean offense keeps the hope alive for these two teams.
Second serve now. Good put on. Well received by Graham. Once again, it is Rogers with a backhand. Both of these teams just loving the backhand putaways, and they're working like a charm.
Yeah, not being covered super well. I'd be curious to see as this game gets late stage and even throughout the series if these teams might adjust their defensive rotations to cover that shot and maybe give something else up because, of course, with the options the offense usually has in round net, you have to usually take away something and give up another option.
Well, before we get there, we have got to see Rogers put this ball on the net. Once again, going with the fakes and ripping the lefty, but that ball is going to be well off the mark. She'll have to go again. Foster to receive. in that ready stance, wary of moving before the serve is actually hit, doesn't want to get faked out, and her patience pays off. Rogers will hit that one into the net. Another point for Foster and Pearson.
And Pearson took one her last rotation here around, got an ace on Rogers. Graham, known to be a really steady, consistent player, especially in the clutch. That's why she's got the 4 national championships, of course. And Pearson needs to apply just enough pressure here to get that one break.
Oh, that's a good serve. Well received. They're going to call that one high. Again, that height rule is shoulder and above is no-go. And it looked like Graham received that just above her shoulder, closer to her ear or head height. So she'll call that one high, and Pearson will have to go for the second serve. We've seen her putting on just most of these and hoping to play defense. She's going to swing away at this one, though, and a good receive, though. Good set to follow. The defense is there. Pearson gets the touch, but unfortunately just catching the bottom of her hand, ricocheting out where Foster could not get it.
Yeah, and really hard to overstate how strong that serve receive is from Graham. That serve is coming in off that near net, that really good topspin we were talking about earlier with Pearson's serve. So lethal, and Graham just picking it up like it's a tap on second serve. Really impressive.
Oh, that's a great serve, though. Good rip, but a well-received again. Here's the defense, though. Graham now with an opportunity, unfortunately missing the ball completely. Now it's up to Foster, who goes for the drop. Graham with the attempt, rather Rogers with the dive attempt, but she could just not get enough of that ball to get control over. Good rally.
Yeah, great scramble here. You see Rogers off net. The set comes in pretty well, but it's not coming across the net enough for Graham to reach it, and just is forced to lead the ball to drop onto the net.
Well, maybe an opportunity here, riding that momentum. Pearson and Foster looking to make something happen as Foster steps back for her second serve. Still a 3-point gap. She'll put this one on, hoping to play defense, and it looked like it was about to work, but a bad receive is quickly alleviated by Graham because she'll just put that one in on 2. No defense in position. Point for Graham Rogers.
Rogers here with a 4-point advantage. Able to really put the game out of reach. Goes for something of a reverse there.
Yeah, attempted reverse, and it's going to work beautifully. A poor receive by Foster. Pearson just could not get the recovery set, and there you have it. 20 points now. We'll take a look at this replay, see if it was in fact a reverse. Yes, he did attempt the reverse. It did move a little bit to the left. Again, we're talking about that reverse spin you put on the ball instead of moving the ball further to the left, and actually cuts back the other way. Potentially the last point here, unless Foster and Pearson can make something happen, and it looks like they will. Potentially called a hinder, though.
It looked like Pearson hit the ball into Rogers, but it shot out pretty far to the side, so likely not a chance for Rogers to get the second soft touch, or Graham not in the area to make a play either.
Yeah, brief discussion going on while they decide if that indeed was a hinder or not, but it looks like they're going to call that one clean. So Graham and Rogers, they're still on game point. Pearson and Foster, they're going to have to make something happen. A 4-point run is what they're going to need to do here. Maybe we'll see a big serve coming out from Pearson. She's hit 1 or 2 really solid serves. That's put both Graham and Rogers off balance. She'll try to do it again with a step out right, but that one's called high.
Yeah, there are 2 schools of thought. Second serve, you're facing game point, you're serving. Do you go for it all, or do you just tap it on and play defense? I'm
sure something we'll talk about in a moment, but right now, just checking on Pearson, seeing what strategy she is going to decide to go with. She'll go with the rip, and unfortunately, that is called high, so game 1 goes to Graham Rogers.